Let's bring in Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator, it's great to see you. Just hearing some of the, the excuses, the downplaying of the leftist ideology of Charlie Kirk's assassin, of his killer, the trying to attribute it to some sort of twisted love story. Aren't they just excusing the killer? And then what does that mean for future killers? I mean, aren't they just laying the groundwork for more people to do the same?
Well, Lisa, thanks for having me on. And, it's a tough time. It's a tough time in our country and a tough time all over the world because a great person was murdered. The Democrats now are just trying to find an avenue where they can make an excuse. They're looking for excuses. They have no excuse. They've lied to the American people ever since I've been here for 5 years in the United States Senate about the border, about our debt, about our education, and they just keep on and on. But they're looking for a way to prove that, hey, it really wasn't our fault. We didn't mean any of this stuff that we said, but at the end of the day, it was all the Republicans' fault, and they've done that since I've been here. So it's a crock of crap, and J.D. Vance, our vice president, was exactly right. They need to own it because they own every bit of it, and they tried to create a narrative, and they did it, and unfortunately, we lost a great person.
Teachers Union Chief Randi Weingarten is literally out there right now talking about how fascists hate education. She's pitching a book on that, Senator. These guys are not letting up on the rhetoric. And I actually think America's young people don't even know what fascism is. They just think it's a very bad thing, full of hate against social justice. And so therefore, if you're a fascist, you deserve to die. Shouldn't Randi Weingarten at the very least say, you know what, in this moment, I'm going to pull my book to her because it's maybe not a good idea to push this?
Well, she's looking for a way to make money. I mean, she's made money off being the union boss for education, and she's run her education into the ground. I've been in education for 35 years. It is god-awful. We're getting worse, not just in a few places, all the places. And, if a kid gets an education now, it comes from their parents or it comes from themselves being self-motivated, because the things that they want to teach in our schools are not what we need to be teaching. We need to teach our kids to read and write and do things the right way. But they are preaching hate more than even the Democrats here in Washington, D.C. It's absolutely amazing to me how she gets by with this. She's made a fortune, and if you go back and look at COVID, she pushed this narrative, we don't need to be in schools, but I promise you, the people that were running the education department under Weingarten, all their kids went to private schools, and they actually went to school. So they speak out of both sides of their mouth. It's a disaster. We lost a great person because of a lot of this rhetoric. We need to get a handle on this country, especially education. But again, there's no unity right now. The people at fault are the Democrats. We don't need to be working and say the Republicans and Democrats need to work together. That is a crock of crap. We need to make sure that they start telling the dang truth and understanding that it was their fault, and we're not going to back down from that.
No, I agree, but I do believe by downplaying his leftist ideology and also the media trying to create this twisted, they're giving a green light to future shooters. It's excusing this horrific, evil behavior, which is kind of how we got here from the beginning by the labeling of fascists and the dehumanization that we've seen from the left. But, Senator, I hear you about not wanting to unite with these people. I don't want to unite with people who celebrate the murder of a good man, of a God-fearing man, a father and a husband. But then what is the path forward? What is the path forward?
Well, we've just got to keep standing up for what we believe in. Charlie Kirk was a teacher. He went out and met with people that believed in what he believed in and didn't believe. And he tried to debate. He carried a debate on college campuses. More of these young people got an education from Charlie Kirk than did from all of these woke academician people across this country. It is embarrassing. Kids go to these financial institutions now. I call them financial institutions. They're supposed to be educational, but it's all about making money. But Charlie Kirk was one of a kind. Hopefully we have somebody to take his place. But at the end of the day, mental illness has taken over the Democratic Party. It is getting worse and worse, and they are condoning it. And if they could keep condoning it, we're going to have more people that's going to lose their lives or be injured from some mad person out there that's going to pull a trigger or do something with a car or a bomb that's going to cause more grief across this country.
Senator, I want to move on to this. You spent the day inside a committee hearing with newly fired CDC Director Susan Monterez, who seems to have had short-term memory loss today. Let's watch.
What day was the first time you seeked counsel? Not retained, seeked counsel.
I don't recall.
We can get those records, so maybe you should recall them, because I think you might have an honesty issue here that we want to point out. Was you let go in the middle of the night? Was you let go in the middle of the day?
I believe.
Now, I know the answer to this, so let's be honest here.
I believe I received. I believe I received an email from the White House indicating that my services were no longer needed.
What time was that?
Sometime in the afternoon, sometime in the evening.
You got hold of attorneys after business hours to retain them?
I don't recall.
I think you do.
Senator, you were there. You heard everything. What did you make of it?
Wolf in sheep's clothing, exactly what happened. She came to my office about a month ago before her hearing, totally different. Today she came in and she couldn't remember things, the time. You just heard that scenario with Senator Mullen. But I asked her a question about, okay, you got a CDC website. You were told by the President of the United States to take all the DEI woke nonsense out of it because this should be about health. She said she did. I go back to my office 30 minutes later. It's still up. At least tell the truth. Tell the truth about what you believe in. But again, she changed her spots real quick when she got back in. She forgot who her boss was, which was Secretary Kennedy and President Trump. She didn't do anything that he or either one of them asked her to do, and it was a tragedy. It's just unfortunate. She sold herself as somebody that was going to do something for the American people, but she changed her ways and didn't do anything. She needed to be fired.
Senator, we appreciate your perspective today. Thanks for sharing it with us. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.